Guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1-2 of October-November 2014 of Add Math. So let's move on to question number 1. So part 1 is find the coordinates of the point of this curve, of the stationary point of the curve. So you should know by now, you would say at stationary point, we know that dy by dx is equal to 0. So we have to find dy by dx. So let's rewrite this equation. Y is equal to x squared. We can bring x up, that will become 16x power minus 1. Now, what is dy by dx? That is equal to, so 2x minus 16x power minus 2. That will become 2x minus 16 over x squared. Now we have to equate this to 0 to find the point. Now we have to eliminate this thing. If you want to eliminate this, you have to multiply everywhere by x squared. So let's do that. You will have 2x cubed minus 16 equal to 0. Now we send this one on this side. You will have 2x cubed equal to 16. Now divide by 2, you will have x cubed equal to 8. So x is equal to cube root of 8, which is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2. Now we have to find the value of y. So y we just have to replace back in the equation. So that will be 2 squared is 4 plus 16 over 2. So 4 plus 8, that will be 12. So your point, your stationary point is equal to 2, 12. That is your question number 1. Now let's move on to question number 2. On this axis below, sketch the curve y equal to 3 cos 2x minus 1 from this to this. So it's pretty easy, always step by step. So first thing, let's write this down as y equal to a cos bx plus c. So first thing to do is to look at this. So c here is minus 1, so we say the line y equal to minus 1 is your baseline. So you go to your graph, measure minus 1. This is 2. So this is minus 2. So minus 1 will be right in between. It should be about here. So this is your line, y equal to minus 1. So let's draw this. This is called your baseline. This is the line where the curve changes direction. So remember this is your baseline. Now next thing to look at is your a. What is the value of a? A is equal to 3, which is your amplitude, right? So let's count. So minus 1 plus 3, that will be 2. So 2, that will be your maximum values for your curve. That will be 2. So let's draw this line. Now, same thing, minus 1 minus, so below, so minus 1 minus 3, that will be minus 4. That will be the minimum values for your curve. So by drawing those points, by drawing those lines, you can see that your curve is only between those lines. It's between those two lines. That's a good thing to know. Now next step is to look at this point B. So here B is equal to 2, which means the period here is equal to 360 divided by 2, which is 180. So for every 180, we'll have a period of this graph. But that's okay, it's good to know. But now let's find the points we need to plot. So to find the points is pretty easy. As you can see here, we have 0, 45, 90, 135, and 180. So we just have to replace those values of x in this equation to find the y values. So let's do that. So first one is value of 0, x is 0. So 3 cos of 2 times 0 is 0 minus 1. That should be 2. So first value is 2. Now for 45, so 3 cos of 2 times 45 is 90 minus 1. That should be minus 1. So 45 is minus 1. Now for 90, 3 cos 2 times 90 will be 180 minus 1. That should be minus 4. So 90 minus 4. Now for 135, 2 times 135 is 270. That will be 3 cos of 270 minus 1. That should be minus 1. Now 180, 3 cos of 2 times 180, that will be 360 minus 1. That will be 2. 2 will be right here. So as you can see, your curve is between those two lines. So let's join them by using a smooth curve. So here will be your max, min, and max. So it should be like that. So when you go here, change direction. Yeah, try your best to make it as smooth as possible for your marks. So this will be this, and then change direction to become like this. So more like this, and this is your curve for this one. Now for part B1, state the amplitude of this one. So if you look at this, we can rewrite this as, let's say this is minus 4 sine of 2x plus 1. This looks like a sine of bx plus c. So you would say the value of a is equal to minus 4, but for amplitude is modulus. We don't take negative values of a, so amplitude will be 4. Now for part 2, state the period of this one. So let's write this down in this way. So we have 5 tan of 3x plus 1. It is in the form of a tan of bx plus 1. So to find the period, we have to look at these numbers. So here b is equal to 3. So the period is equal to, for tan we have to take 180 divided by b, which is 3. That will be 60 degrees. So period for tan functions, it is 180 divided by this value, which is b. That will be 60 degrees. Okay, so that will be a question number 2. Let's move on to question number 3. So a curve is such that dy by dx is equal to this. Now for x is more than minus 3. The curve passes to the point this, and part 1, find the equation of the curve. So as you know, equation of the curve is equal to y. So we have to find the value of y. So how do you find value of y? So when you integrate dy by dx, it gives you y. So we have to do that for this dy by dx. Now, dy by dx has been given to you by this fraction, but let's rewrite this in this way. That will be 2. Let's bring this up. That will become x plus 3 power minus half. So now same way, dy by dx of this, that will be 2 x plus 3 minus half by dx. That will be what? 2 is a constant, 2 is still outside. Then we have x plus 3. We have to add 1, that will become half, sorry, plus half, divide by half, and divide by 1. That will be plus 1. That is equal to 2 divided by half, that will be 4. You can check if you want to. 2 divided by half, that will be 4. And this will be x plus 2, 3, power half plus c. This is your value of y. Now you have to find this value of c by using this point, which is 6, 10. That is x, that is y. Replace back in the equation, you will have 10 is here, equal to 4, x is 6, plus 3, power half plus c. Now let's simplify. You will have 10, 4 times 9 power half is 3. So we can check if you want to. 9 power half, you just square root of 9, that will be 3, plus c. Now c is equal to 10 minus 12, which is minus 2. So in the end, your equation y is equal to 4 x plus 3 power half minus 2. Or you can write this as 4 square root of x plus 3 minus 2. That will be the equation of your curve, y. Now part 2, find the x coordinate of the point on the curve where y equal to 6. So pretty easy. When y is equal to 6, find the value of x. So 4x plus 3 minus 2. So 4 root x plus 3 is equal to 8. Root x plus 3 is equal to 2. X plus 3 is equal to 4. So x will be 1. That is your value for x, where y equal to 6. Now question number 4, we have, using the sub y equal to 5 power x, show that this equation can be written in this form, where a and b are constants to be found. So let's have a look at what we can do here. So what is 5 2x plus 1? It is 5 2x multiplied by 5 power 1. Now same thing, what is 5x plus 1? It is 5 power x multiplied by 5 power 1. Now let's replace back in the equation. So first one, you will have this, which is this 5 power 2x times 5 power 1 is just 5 minus 5 power x times 5 plus 2 equal to 2 times 5 power x. Now we know that 5 power x is y. Let's replace that by y. So here you will have y square 5 minus 5y plus 2 equal to 2y. Now simplify, you will have 5y square minus 5 minus 2, that will be minus 7y plus 2 equal to 0. So that is your equation in terms of y, where a and b are constant, which is 5 and minus 7. Now part 2 is hence solve this equation. So let's solve this. So this became 5y squared minus 7y plus 2 equal to 0. Now let's try to factorize this equation. So that will be 2 brackets. 5y squared is only 5y times y, and 2 is just 2 times 1. For us to get minus 7, we have to do minus 5 and minus 2. So y can be 2 over 5, or y can be 1. Now we have to find the value of x, because that is the main equation. So we know that 5 power x is equal to y. Replace 5 power x is equal to 2 over 5. Which means, so same thing here, 5x is equal to 1. Now you can take log on both sides. You will have log of 5x equal to log of 2 over 5. Same steps, log of 5x equal to log of 1. Now this will be x, log of 5 equal to log of 2 over 5. Same steps, log of 5 is equal to log of 1. So x is equal to log of 2 over 5 divided by log of 5, or x can be log of 1 divided by log of 5. Okay, so let's simplify. First one is log of 2 over 5 divided by log of 5. That should be x is minus 0.569. And now for this one, what is log of 1? That will be 0. Okay, so the two values of x. Let's see if they have any condition. So x can be not any values. So the values of x can be minus 0.569, or can be 0. This is your values of x, and that is your question number 4. Now question number 5. Find the equation of the tangent to this curve at the point on the curve where x equal to 1. So to find tangent, we have to first find the gradient of the tangent, right? So as we know, gradient of tangent is at dy by dx is equal to 3x squared minus 1 over x. We have to equate that to 0. Not 0. This is not a stationary point. It is not 0, sorry. So we have to find the gradient at the point x equal to 1. So that will be 3 times 1 minus 1, that will be 2. So gradient of tangent is equal to 2. Now we know the x point. What is the y point? The y point will be 1 cubed minus ln 1, which is 1. So the point is 1, 1. So y minus 1 over x minus 1 is equal to 2. To cross multiply, you will have y minus 1 is equal to 2x minus 2. So y is equal to 2x minus 1. That is your equation of your tangent for part 1. Now part 2, show that this tangent bisects the line joining this and this point. So let's first find the equation of line. Let's see what happens, right? So bisects means it passes through the midpoint of the line. So let's say you have let's find the midpoint then. So what is the midpoint of this line, of these 2 points? That will be midpoint is -2 plus 12 divided by 2, 16 plus 2 divided by 2. So the formula for midpoint is pretty easy. It's just x1 plus x2 over 2, and then y1 plus y2 over 2. That is the formula to find the midpoint. That will be 10 over 2 is 5. This is 18 over 2, that is 9. That is the midpoint of this line. So when it says bisects, it means that it cuts the line into half. For example, let's say this is your line. This is -2 and 16, and this is 12 and 2. For example, this is your line, right? Bisects mean it wants to know if the tangent goes exactly in between. So cuts the line exactly in half. So you want to know if the tangent goes at the midpoint of this line. So we can test, since we have the midpoint already, we can test if that is true or not. Equation of the of our tangent is y is equal to 2x minus 1. So let's replace the value of x. So for x equal to 5, let's find the value of y. So y is equal to 2 times 5 minus 1, which is 10, minus 1, that is 9. So 9 is equal to 9, which means it is confirmed that it does bisect, so it's shown as required. It does bisect the line joining those 2 points. And that is your question number 5. Now, question number 6. Given that the coefficient of x in this expansion is 60 of x squared, find the value of the positive constant p. So if you were to expand this, the term in x squared has to give you this value. So let's do that. So 2 plus px power 6, we have to choose a term where we have x squared. So we have to do 6, choose what number. The first term is 2, and the second term is p of x. So for us to get x squared, it has to be square here. If this is 2, this also will be 2, and 6 minus 2, that will be 4. It will be this term. Let's simplify. 6 choose 2 is what? It will be 15. 2 power 4 is 16. P squared, x squared. So what is 15 times 16? That is 240. So 240 p squared x squared. Now we are given that the coefficient of this term is 60, so which means this is 60. So let's equate. You will have 240 p squared is equal to 60. So p squared is equal to 1 over 4. Let's double check. 60 divided by this, 1 over 4, right? Now p is equal to square root of 1 over 4, that is 1 over 2. As you can see here, the value of the positive value of p will be half. Let's double check. That is half, right? Now for part 2, using your value of p, find the coefficient of x squared in this expansion. Now if you were to expand this, 2 plus p x power 6, that will be equal to 1 by 1, 3 times 2 plus px power 6 minus x times 2 plus px power 6. So for this first one, let's do 1 by 1. So what is the term in x squared? So we know that the term in x squared of this expansion, it is 60x squared. So constant times this will be 180 x squared. Now for this one, we have to check. This one will be, we have x outside, we have 2 plus px of 6. So since we have x already outside, we just need one more x on the inside. So let's choose 6, choose what number for the first term, and p of x. So we just need one more x on the inside, so it has to be 1 here. If it is 1 here, that will be 1 here. 6 minus 1, that will be 5. So if you simplify, that will be 6 times 32. 2 power 5 is 32. Times 6, that will be 192. 192, p is half x. So divide by 2, that will be 96x. So this term becomes x times 96x, that is equal to 96x squared. Now let's combine these two. You can see now we have this minus this. So 180 x squared minus 96 x squared. So 180 minus 96, that will be 84. That will be 84 x squared. But now your answer is only trying to find the coefficient, which is this term. So your answer is 84 for your answer. Now this is question number 6. Let's move on to question number 7. Matrices A and B are such that we have this and this, where A and B are non-zero constants. First one, find A inverse. So pretty easy. To find inverse, we must first find the determinant of A. That will be cross multiply. You will have 3AB minus 2AB. That will be 5AB. Now what is the adjoint matrix of A? That will be B, 3A, A minus 2B. Now to find A inverse, that is 1 over the determinant times the adjoint matrix. Okay, that will be your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, using your first answer, find the matrix X such that this and this. So let's do that. So X, A equal to B. So we have to eliminate A, so we can multiply A by A inverse. So since we multiply this on the right side of A, we also have to multiply the same thing on the right side of B. So these two will become I, and X times I is just X. That will be B times A inverse. Okay, so let's do that. That will be B. B is given to you by minus A, B, 2A, and 2B. And A inverse is given to you by 1 over 5AB times minus A, sorry, minus is B, plus B, minus 2B, A, and 3A. Okay, so we can just take this out as a constant. So let's put this outside. 1 over 5AB. And multiply rows by column. So minus A times B will be minus AB, plus these two, that will be 0. Now same thing, rows by column. So minus times, so minus become plus, that will be 2AB, plus, so if we have 2AB first, 2AB, we have the plus this one, which is 3 times 3A times B, that will be 3AB. Okay, and now for this one, same thing, rows by column. So we have 2, so 2A times B, that will be 2AB, plus 2B times A, that will be 2AB as well. And next step, rows by column again. So minus 2A times minus 2B, that will be minus 4AB. And then we have to do this one plus 6AB. So let's see, what do we get? That will be simplified to 1 over 5AB, that is 0, that is 5AB, that is 4AB, and this is 2AB. So AB cancels out. You will have 1 over 5, 0, 5, 4, 2. That will be your answer for your matrix X. And that is question number 7. Okay, let's move on to question number 9. The table shows values of X and Y. As you can see, we have X and Y. Okay. Now part 2. By plotting a suitable straight line graph on the grid below, show that X and Y are related by this equation, where A and B are constant. So if you want to find a straight line from this, we have to kind of play with this to find a straight line. So first thing first, you have to know how does a straight line look like? You would say, okay, when we have an equation in terms of y equal to mx plus c, that is the normal equation of a straight line. So we have to convert this somewhat like this to somewhat like this. So first we have y equal to a bx. So when you have power of x, which is power up, you always want to take ln on both sides. You take ln y and ln a bx. So you will have ln y equal to ln a plus ln bx, which is ln y equal to ln b, x goes in front, we can put x here, plus ln a, which is equal to ln y equal to ln b x plus ln a. This looks a lot like this, which is y equal to mx plus c. So we have to draw a graph of ln x against, so ln y against x for us to have a straight line. So let's find the values of ln y. So here we have the values of y. What is the values for ln y? Replace y in this y. So first value is 18.8, that is ln 18.8, that should be 2.93. 2.93. Now this one is 29.6. That should be 3.39. Then we have ln 46.9, that should be 3.85. ln 74.1, that should be 4.31. And then we have ln of 7.2. That should be 4.76. So here we have to draw a graph of ln y against x. ln y will be on your y-axis and x will be on your x-axis. So let's do that. So first we have to draw the axis, and always don't forget to label your axis because they do check for that for your marks. So label the axis properly. So this will be your x-axis, and your vertical axis will be your ln y-axis. So okay, almost done. Now we have to choose the scale for your graph. Okay, we have values of x from 2 to 4. Let's just use, here we have 0. That could be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We can use the graph. Now for y we have value, for ln y we have values from 2.93 to 4.76. So let's see what can we do. If you were to choose 1 here, 2, 3, and 4, that would not be enough. We can choose, let's say we can choose what? Let's say that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be okay. Now let's plot the points. The first point is we have x is equal to 2 and ln y is 2.93. So 2 will be here and 2.93, that should be well. 2.93 should be about here. Then we have 2.5, 3.39, 3.39. That should be 3.39, should be about here. Then we have 3, 3.85, so 8, 5 will be right here. Then we have 3.5, which is 4.31. That should be 4.31, should be about here. Then we have 4, that will be 4.76. 76 will be about here. Okay, so as you can see, it seems that we have a straight line. So let's join the line. Let's join the points by a straight line. Let's make sure that you also intersect your y-axis with this straight line. Okay, so the questions tell you that by drawing a suitable straight line, and this is your straight line, you have to show that this is, we can use this to find this equation to draw this straight line, and from that we have to find the values of a and b. Okay, So since you have a line already, now go to the next question to find your values of a and b. So as you have seen our equation, now moving on to part 2, we have to find the value. So use your graph to find the values of a and b. So as we have seen from part 1, that we have this equation as your equation of your line, which is ln y is equal to ln b x plus ln a. If you compare, that is y equal to mx plus c. So ln a is equal to c, which is your y-intercept. So what does y-intercept mean? It means where your curve cuts your y-axis. That's what it means. And then this one is ln b is m, which is your gradient. So one by one, let's first find this one. So we have ln a is equal to where your curve cuts your y-axis. So let's have a look. It cuts the y-axis at this point, which is your point 1.1. So ln a is equal to 1.1, which means a is equal to e 1.1. Exponential 1.1, that should be 3.00. So value of a is 3.00. Now for the value of b, we first have to find m, which is the gradient of the line. So to find gradient, we can just find 2 points. Let's say I use this point and this point. This is your point 0, 1.1, and this is 1.5, 2.5. So using 2 points, first point is 0, 1.1, and then 1.5 for 2.5. Right, now to find gradient, it will be y2 minus y1, so 2.5 minus 1.1 divided by 1.5. Okay, so 2.5 minus 1.1 divided by 1.5. That should be 0.933. Now, the value of m is equal to ln b. So ln b is equal to 0.933. But here we have to find the value of b. So b is equal to exponential 0.933. So exponential 0.933, that should be 2.54. b is equal to 2.54. So that's it for your question, part 9. Your value of a is equal to 3, and your value of b will be 2.54. Okay, that is question number 9. Question number 10, we have, find how many different 4-digit numbers can be formed from using these numbers. So we have 6 numbers here, and we are trying to form a 4-digit numbers. If there's a condition, if no digit can be repeated. So pretty easy. First thing you do is, since we have to form a 4-digit number, let's draw 4 boxes for each of the numbers. Right, so 4-digit number. Now we can choose from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now if you want to choose the first number, you have how many options? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 options to choose for the first number. Let's say we choose number 1. Now we have remaining 5 options. So 5 options for this one. Let's say we choose number 2. And going on, we have 4 options and 3 options. So you have this times this times this will be your number of numbers. 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. That should be 360 as your answer. But now if you want to use formula, you can do that as well. So pretty easy, because we have 6 numbers, we had 6. We have to choose 4, permutate 4. That will be the same value. Let's say 6p4. That should be 360 as well. But now I always like to do this because I understand better when I do this kind of method than formulas. Now for part 2, how many of these 4 numbers, how many out of 360 are bigger than 6,000? So again, the same method. From the 4-digit number, so we have 1 square, 2 square, 3, and 4-digit number. We have these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How can you make this number more than 6,000? So if you observe, you can only begin with this number. So we have only one way to begin, which is with one number 6. Now for the rest, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. Let's say I choose 1. Then I have 4 options. Let's say I choose 2. Then I have, let's say 3. Let's say I choose 3. So your answer is 1 times 5 times 4 times 3. That should be, so 1 times 5 times 4 times 3, that should be 60. Your answer is 60 for part 2. Now for part 3, how many of these 4-digit numbers found in part 1 are bigger than 6,000 and are odd? So again, same method. Draw your 4 box for your 4-digit numbers, and then you have to choose your numbers from the list. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, which one are the odd numbers? 1 is odd, 3 is odd, 5 is odd, which means we can have 3 ways of ending your number for it to be odd. So 3 ways. Let's say we choose 1. Now for it to be more than 6,000, we have only one way for this to begin, which is 6. So 6 have one way. Now for the rest, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4. And here we have 3. So your answer is 1 times 4 times 3 times 3. 1 times 4 times 3 times 3, that should be 36. Your answer is 36 numbers are more than 6,000 and are odd. Okay, so that is part 1. Now part B, we have a quiz team of 10 players is to be chosen from a class of 8 boys and 12 girls. So we have a class of 20, then we have 8 boys and 12 girls, right? First one, find the number of different teams that can be chosen if the team has to have equal numbers of boys and girls. Now, since we have to choose 10 people, for it to be equal, we have to choose 5 boys and 5 girls. So pretty easy. From the 8 boys, you have to choose 5, and from the 12 girls, you have to choose 5 as well. So 8 choose 5 times 12 choose 5. That should be 44, 3, 5, 2. That is your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, find the number of different teams that can be chosen if the team has to include the youngest and the oldest boy and the youngest and the oldest girl. So when you have this kind of question, we have to break your group into a few parts. So we have 8 boys, and of these boys we have the youngest, we have the oldest, and we have remaining 6 boys. Same thing for the girls. Of the 12 girls, we have the youngest, we have the oldest, and we have the remaining, which is 10 girls. Now we have to include the youngest and the oldest boy, so these two we have to include, and we have to include the youngest and the oldest girl, so these two we have to include. Now if you include those two, it means that we have 4 people already. So from the team of 10, so team of 10, if we have 4 people already minus 4, we only have to choose 6 more people from the rest. So let's do that. So when you have made the choice already, we just forget about them. So we just say YO for boys one side and YO for girls on one side. We just forget about them. And then from the remaining people, which is 6 boys and 10 girls, that is 16 people, we have to choose 6 people. That is your answer. 16 choose 6, that will be 8008. That is your answer for part 2, and that is your question number 10. Question number 11, solve this equation for x between 0 and 90. So now you see we have 3x, so which means 3x will be between 270 and 0. So just remember that for now. 3x will be between 0 and 270. So now, what is cot? You would say cot 3x is equal to cos 3x over sine 3x. Replace back in this equation, you will have 2 cos 3x equal to cos 3x over sine 3x. The first step is to cross multiply. You will have 2 cos 3x sine 3x is equal to cos 3x. Now what is the next step? We can send this one over here. You will have 2 cos 3x sine 3x minus cos 3x equal to 0. Now one of the mistakes people make is they divide by cos. That's the mistake. We should not do that. What should we do is we always factorize the cos 3x outside. So take cos 3x outside. Remaining will be 2 sine 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now this one is a solution and this one is also a solution. So let's take one by one. First one is this one, cos 3x is equal to 0, and this one will be 2 sine 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now for this one, since it is 0, it can be this here and this here for cos, right? And for sine 3x is equal to 1 over 2, which is positive. It can be in this quadrant or in this quadrant. Okay, so let's find one by one. So this one will be 3x equal to cos inverse of 0, which is 90. Or it can be, this one is 360 minus 90, that should be 270. And for this one, 3x will be sine inverse of half, which will be 30 degrees. Also, here will be, so this is 30, and this one will be 180 minus 30, that should be 150. Now, what is the values of x? So we know that the domain here is 3x is between 270 and 0. So let's check. 3x is 90, good. 270, good. 30 and 150. That is good to know. Now, here we have to find the value of x. So divide by 3, that will be 30. Divide by 3, that should be 90. And here x will be 10 and 50. So finally, your value for x is equal to, x is 10, 30, 50, and 90. So these will be the values of x for this equation. Now for part B, we have to solve this equation. This is 0 and pi. So if you were to convert pi to degrees, it is 180 degrees. So y is between 0 and 180. Now let's solve this. First thing to know is, what is sec? Sec is equal to 1 over cos, right? Replace, you will have cos of y plus pi by 2 is equal to minus 1 over 2. So we just have to, instead of flipping this side upside down, you can just flip this side into this. Now next step, since cos is negative, it will be in this quadrant and in this quadrant. So this one here is just pi minus theta, and this one is pi plus theta. So let's first find the value. So what is y plus pi by 2? Let's do cos inverse of half. Cos inverse of half. That is 60 degrees, but here we need in radians. It is pi by 3. Now we have to find those two values, which is, the first one is pi minus this, so y plus pi by 2. So this is not together. This is just, we are trying to find the values for this. So this is now equal to, first one is pi minus this, or pi minus this, that will be 2 pi by 3. And this one is pi plus this, that will be 4 pi by 3. Those are the two values for this. Now y is equal to 2 pi by 3 minus pi by 2, and 4 pi by 3 minus pi by 2. 1 by 2, that will be 1 over 6. So 1 over 6 pi, or it can be 4 over 3 minus 1 over 2, that will be 5 over 6. So for this question, y is equal to two values, 1 over 6 pi and 5 over 6 pi radians. And this is your question number 11. Move on to question number 12. The position vectors of point A and point B are A and B. Okay. Now the point P is such that OP is mu OA, which means OP is mu A. Okay. Now the point Q is such that OQ is this is lambda OB, so OQ is lambda B, which means this is the remainder. That will be what? Let's say if this is B and this is lambda b, that will be 1 minus lambda b, and this one will be 1 minus mu a. Okay, now what's next? The lines AQ is right here, and the line BP meets at the point R. Okay, now first one is express AQ in terms of lambda a and b. So where's AQ? AQ will be this line. So to find AQ, that will be A going to O, O going to Q. Okay, so AQ is equal to A going to O plus O going to Q. AO is minus A, OQ is lambda B. That is your first answer. Now for part 2, express BP in terms of mu A and B. So what is BP? BP is from this point to this point. So BP, that will be going to O, O going to P. So BP is B going to O, and then O going to P. So B going to O, that will be minus B, and OP, that will be mu A. As you can see, because OB in this direction, that is B, so BO, that will be minus B, and going up to P, that will be mu A. That's why this is your value for that one. Now for part 3, it is given that 3 times AR is equal to AQ, and 8 times BR is equal to 7 BP. Okay, let's have a look. So AQ is this. Okay, so we have those value. We have this value AQ, which is right here. We have BP, which is right here. Okay, let's see how can we use this. So part 3, express OR in terms of mu, this and this. So let's see how would you express OR in terms of only those 3 values. We have to use the first one, right? So 3 times AR is equal to AQ. AQ has been given to you by this one, which is minus A plus lambda B. Now what is AR? Let's check. AR is this one, is this distance. So as you know, how do you write AR? AR is equal to OR minus OA. So AR is equal to this divided by 3, so 1/3 times this. For now again replace this by this, you will have OR minus OA is equal to 1/3 minus A plus lambda B. Now OR is equal to this same thing, and then when you send this over here, it will become plus OA, as we know OA has been given to us by A, so plus A. Now if you were to expand this, that will give you minus 1 over 3A plus A, that will be 2 over 3A, and then plus this over 3. That is your value for OR in terms of lambda A and B. Lambda A and B. That is the first one. Now for part 4, express OR in terms of mu A and B. So same steps. As you can see, it has been given to you that BP is this. So use that for BP. So the main equation is 8BR is equal to 7BP. So we have to use that equation. So first step, as we know by now, BP has been found to be minus B plus mu A. So 8, so what is BR? BR is just OR minus OB. So OR can be, we have to find OR from this equation. So first let's replace. So 8BR equal to 7 times BP is minus B plus mu A. Now BR is equal to OR minus OB. So let's send 8 over here. You will have 7 over 8 minus B plus mu A. Now to find OR, we have to send this one on this side. So what is OB? It is given to you according to question. This is B. So we just replace, that will become 7 over 8 minus b plus mu a plus the value of b. Now let's continue over here. So finally OR is equal to what? OR, so 7 over 8 times minus b, that is minus 7 over 8 plus 1, that should give you 1 over 8b plus 7 over 8 mu a. This is your value for OR. Now we have to use these two values, so this one is one of the values of OR, and from the first part we have this value of OR. So we have to use this to find the value of mu and lambda. So let's do this. So as we know, OR has to equal to OR because they are the same thing. So on the first part we had this value. So first part we have 2 over 3 of A plus lambda over 3 of B is equal to this one, which is 1 over 8. So let's write this one, 7 over 8 of mu A plus 1 over 8 of B. So now we have to compare the coefficients. So coefficient of A here is this, and this is this. So it means that 2 over 3 is equal to 7 over 8 mu. And next one is we have this is equal to this, which is over 3 is equal to 1 over 8. Now we have to find this value and this value. So this one, pretty easy. We send 3 here, it will become 3 over 8. So lambda is 3 over 8. How about mu? So mu, we have to send 8 here, we have to send 7 here. So mu will be 16 over 21. That will be the value for mu. So two values, lambda and mu. Lambda is this, mu is this. So that will be your question number 12. And I think that was the last question of this paper. Yep, that is, and I hope that was somewhat helpful. And as always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.